Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card for you guys today, and today we are asking the question, what's happening in your career? So yeah, this is going to be a fun one. We're going to dive into basically whatever it is that you need to know going on with your career. You know, if you need any guidance, any insight happening with that, with your job, with making money, with your calling in life, that kind of thing. Most of the time, I'm always doing love-related readings on this channel, and I love doing the love-related readings because, you know, those are fun, and I know that they help people a lot, and I know a lot of you guys come to me for those kinds of questions, but I also like tapping into some other topics as well, and I figured this would be a good one because we usually have questions revolving around that too, because we do spend a good portion of our lives at work, on the job, doing our career thing, earning the money and that kind of stuff. So I figured this would be good to kind of look at and examine. So that's what we're doing today. As always, you guys, I want to remind you that I am going live every Monday and Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you guys are interested in getting a reading done live, that would be the perfect time to stop on by, hang out. We have a fun group of people who usually show up for that every one of those Mondays and Fridays. So, you know, it might be a fun opportunity to make some new friends and stuff too. So yeah, I have that going on. And I'm also open and available for private readings. So if you guys had like more than one question, or maybe you want to keep things confidential and not talk about it during a live, maybe it's more complicated than for a situation for a live, a private reading is the perfect option for that. So I am offering that as well. So information about lives and private readings should all be down in the description below, so feel free to check that out. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions about any of those things. I'm here, I'm available to answer any of those things for you. So that's what's going on lately. And before I dive in, just a quick reminder, you guys, to like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You know, drop me a comment, all those good things, because they really help me out. They really help grow this channel, and I'm really striving to get to the point where I can have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000, not 400, 4,000 watch hours, so that way then I can start doing super chats with you guys too. So, yeah, if you enjoy what I do here and you resonate with the readings that I do, you know, be a part of the fam. I would love to have you. So, anyway, with all of that said, we've had a snowstorm going on out here for a while now, so we're kind of just like hanging out here, buried in the snow. But that's a perfect time to sit here and record some readings for you guys. So anyways, let me introduce you guys to the piles so you can choose, you know, see what resonates for you the best. So we have 4 different groups, and I've been exploring and trying to find some like crystals or geodes or something to share with you guys. So pile number 1 is a geode. This is actually my mom's geode. She gave it to me, and I don't know what kind of geode it is, but it is definitely a geode. Has a little bit of that polished look to it, but yes, we have this geode for pile number 1. Pile number 2, funny enough, I actually got it at Michael's. It's a part of like this like crystal gem thing for like making jewelry and stuff. I picked them up because I was just like, oh, they're actually like identifying what kind of like crystals they are. But this is actually a labradorite crystal. It's very small, but it is a little labradorite. So this one would be pile number 2. Pile number 3 is another geode. Once again, don't know what it is. I actually have a few of these back in LA, funny enough, that I know that I got personally from one of those like gold mining kit experience things, like in Big Bear. But this one is actually my mom's, once again, another one she's going to give me. Don't know what kind of geode it is at all. Just like I don't even know what my own is, but it's a geode of some sort, some kind. But this one is pile 3. And pile number 4 is another one of those I got in those kits at Michael's that, you know, has like crystals on it or whatever. I'm actually going to try and go to like a crystal type shop, like metaphysical shop sometime after like this snow clears out of here. Maybe Wednesday or something next week. And see if I can find some good stuff for you guys. But this one's Tiger's Eye. It's like super glossy. I can see like all the reflection in it. But this one is Tiger's Eye. And yeah, there you go. So go ahead and pick the one that resonates and clicks with you the most. Otherwise, timestamps are down below, and we're going to get started here with pile number 1. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this geode, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is happening in your career. All right, let's see. Let's tap into this, shall we? Okay. We're going to start off with some Crystal Unicorn Tarot cards, and we're just going to lay them down and kind of see how they connect and relate to one another. So you guys have the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Magician, and the King of Wands. All right, you guys. So, just from what I'm getting with these 4 cards right off the bat, right out the gate here, you have 2 pages. So you have the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. And cups are usually about our emotions, and wands can be about fire and desire and passion. So I believe whatever is going on in your career right now, you have a desire with the wands here, you know, like a passion, a drive here to do something that's really meaningful to you, something that you care about, because, you know, once again, the cups here are about emotions. So I feel like whatever it is that you're doing right now, you want to do something that you're passionate about and that you care about, that, you know, actually makes a difference. Like, you don't want to just walk into an office every day, you know, check in, check out, and it's like you're literally just there for the paycheck. You know, you don't want to have the kind of job where it's just like they're interviewing you and the interviewer asks you, why do you want to work here? Like, what is your reasons that you want to work here? And like the only thing you can come up with is, well, gee, I like not starving. I like paying my rent. Like, if those are your answers, that's probably not the job for you. So it could be that maybe you're in a job right now that you don't necessarily want to be in, that you don't like feel so great about, basically. Or it could be just like you need to start taking things a step further in whatever it is you already are doing. Like, maybe you've already got ideas and maybe you've already started doing some things in the direction of where you want to be going with your career, but you haven't really taken a lot of actions on it yet, because pages think about these things, but they don't necessarily take action on these things just yet. They're not at the stage of being a knight, someone who takes the actions. But you guys also have the Magician. And the Magician has all of the tools that he or she needs to manifest whatever it is that he wants to have happen in his life. So, you know, he's got the wands, he's got the swords, he's got the pentacles, he's got the cups. He has everything. He has all the tools right there. And all he has to do is, you know, basically mix them in together, create his little concoction, and voila, dreams come true. Good things manifest in his life. So I feel like in order for you guys to kind of get beyond the stage here of just kind of thinking about what you want to do, you need to start putting things together here so you can actually manifest this. And, in terms of all those tools being at your disposal, if you think that you're not skilled, that you're not talented, that you don't have what it takes, this card is here to remind you that you do have what it takes. You do have the skills, you do have the talents. And maybe those things need to be developed a little bit, and that's okay. Maybe you need to take a couple of courses or something like that in order to get a little bit better at what you're doing, or maybe a little bit more confident in what you're doing. So maybe you need to take a few courses. Maybe there are courses you could take online or something like that. But those will be things that could help you. Maybe there are people that you can reach out to network with and to connect to and to communicate, because half the battle when it comes to doing business, any kind of business really, is networking and knowing the right people and connecting, because if you're helping them, they can help you and vice versa. So that could be a part of it too. Just putting yourself out there, applying for whatever it is that you want to apply for. So this is all a part of being the magician, and, also being thankful for every stage through the process, being thankful for the fact that you have an opportunity, being thankful for what you have already gained and the experiences that you have, like, for example, with me and this YouTube channel, you guys, my channel is still very much so a little tiny baby YouTube channel. It's like nothing in comparison to other people's. I haven't even hit that 1,000 subscriber mark yet. I want to, and that's the goal that I'm currently striving for, which is another important thing, you guys. You should always be setting goals, and reasonable goals, not like ones that are super outlandish. It's okay to have like goals that you may have for that longevity, of course, but you need to have smaller, more realistic goals that you can reach to first before you can get to the big, what seems maybe more unrealistic type of goals. So definitely set those up for yourself. But, I'm trying to grow myself to those 1,000 subscribers, but for the only 300 some of you that I currently have right now, I am so thankful for that. Like, that is so exciting to me, you guys. It's so exciting to me that even 300 people, hell, even 200, 150, whatever people would actually listen to me and resonate with what I have to say here. Like, that just blows my mind, and it makes me extremely thankful and extremely grateful. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is remaining grateful and grounded, and keeping yourself down to earth through that process as well. And I feel like if you guys do that, you start mixing those ingredients, become that magician, you guys will find yourself in the King of Wands position. And the King of Wands, he's very fiery, he's very magnetic, he's got like a big personality, he's passionate, he's driven, he's charismatic. Think of like, public speakers, for example. Think of somebody like Tony Robbins, for example. He's like this huge inspirational speaker, right? But what draws people in to listen to people like Tony Robbins, like these motivational speakers? Because they have these big personalities, and it's just like magnetic. It's not just the message that they're delivering, but it's how they're delivering that message. And I'm getting so excited here, I almost like knocked down the lamp that's next to me. I'm like, boom, let's hit it. I feel like my own King of Wands is coming through right now as I'm delivering this message to you guys. But yeah, like, I feel like this is where you'll wind up landing. You'll become that King of Wands, and you'll be like doing something that you're super passionate about, and you'll make a big difference. And who knows, maybe public speaking of some sort, maybe that is down the road for you. Because like I said, this is someone who has a big personality, someone who's magnetic, someone who's charismatic. So this could be where you guys are at. And I feel like another reason why you guys got the king as opposed to the queen with this is it's a masculine type of energy. And when we're going for our careers, when we're pursuing and, providing for ourselves and that kind of thing, we are in our masculine energy. Even if you're a divine feminine and a divine counterpart in love or something like that, even if you're a woman, it doesn't matter. We all have those masculine and feminine aspects to ourselves. So I do feel like you have like this, you're going to have like this masculine drive, and you'll be super accomplished by doing that. Let's see what else we got for you guys. Whew, I'm so excited. Like, I can feel the fire of those wands, Okay, so we've got some messages here from the Soul Purpose Oracle from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And, a lot of the times, like, our soul purpose, our calling will usually be intertwined in what it is we're doing for a living, how we're paying our bills, and that kind of thing. So that's why I'm including this card. But let's see what you guys got. We have Shaman. Your soul carries ancient wisdom and teachings. Need to move this over a bit so you guys can see it on the camera. Aromatherapist. Remedy illness and broken hearts, attract abundance and fresh starts. And Wisdom Writer. Your words hold wisdom and light codes. Share them with the world. So I do feel like you guys may have like an inner writer inside of you. You may have a book inside of you, or a blog, or short stories, or something like that. But there's something dealing with writing, like an actual written word, an actual written delivered message that you guys seem to have to share with the world and express that with the world. Maybe you need to like write your life story, write a memoir or something. But yeah, that could be a part of what you need to do. And I think part of whatever it is that you wind up writing about here could be connected to the Shaman card. Your soul carries ancient wisdom and teachings. So I feel like whatever it is that you've experienced in your life, and it may not even be just from this life, it could be from previous lifetimes as well, because it is talking about ancient wisdom and teachings. You're probably someone who has a very old soul. So, you've been around for a while. You've been through the ringer. You've been to hell and back. You know the drill. You know how it works. So, I feel like that could be part of it too. And I feel like this could be a part of some of the things that you may need to write as well. Like, aside from like a life story or your own experiences, you could have like more information on the inside of you that you don't even realize, that you just may need to like put a pen down to paper, and then it's just going to flow out, kind of a thing. And you also have aromatherapist. So you could be wearing multiple hats, honestly. You could be like a public speaker, for example, with all those, wands that were coming out, being charismatic and everything. One of the things you could be speaking about publicly could be this book that you may have to, let out into the world. And you also have aromatherapist, so you could wind up getting involved in like, fragrances and perfumes and colognes and that kind of thing, to just kind of like help soothe people and relax people in that sense of the word too, which is pretty cool. I also have some Divine Time Oracle cards, also from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And I figured these might be good to pull simply because sometimes we don't just have timing related questions when it comes to love. We can have them when it comes to other things in our life too, like our career. Maybe you're wondering like when you're going to get a promotion, or when you're going to get a job, or when this, when that. So let's see what we have for you guys here. We have the years will pass, but you will last. So yeah, I feel like with this card, this card is basically saying that your life purpose, that your career, that what you're here on this planet to do and get a paycheck for and that kind of thing, it's a lifelong thing. This isn't just like a temporary job you work for like 1 summer or something like that, and then that's it, you're done, it's over. No, I feel like this is something that is like a lifelong thing. Like, let's say you're 20 years old and you're just starting this path in your life right now. I feel like you're going to gradually see it grow and go into new stages and new phases all throughout your life. And it's like you could be 80 years old and you're still going to be doing this for a living. You're still going to be doing it. Even though, you probably are going to have plenty of money, and you're probably like all your, peers in your age group will probably be retired then. I feel like you're still going to be doing it simply because you're going to have all that passion still here from that King of Wands, where you're just going to be doing it simply because you love it, kind of a thing. So this is like a lifelong passion, a lifelong purpose of something that you're supposed to be doing. You guys also have tomorrow's another day. Try again another way. So kind of to piggyback on this card with it being like a lifelong thing that you guys are doing here in your careers, with those different seasons, there's obviously going to be ups and downs that come with it. And I feel like sometimes you guys are going to be in slow seasons or stagnant seasons, and it's just going to be like every attempt, everything that you try is just going to fail and go backwards, and you're going to be like, this doesn't make any sense. Am I even doing the right thing? Is this even supposed to be what I'm supposed to be doing with my life? So you may have moments where you experience that. But I feel like this card is here to remind you that, even though you may have days or seasons where that may be common, that you need to keep going. You need to keep doing this. You need to keep pursuing this, because just as there's going to be so many days or so many seasons and times where it may be hard and it may be frustrating and you may want to give up and you may feel like you're going in the wrong direction, there's going to be just as many in the opposite direction where you're going to feel amazing, where you're going to know you're doing the right thing, where the money is just flowing in and you're abundant and you're protected and you're provided, and also where you can see you're making a positive impact, where you can see you're making a difference in other people's lives. So I feel like you're going to have like a good amount of ups and downs, but it's all going to be worth it. And the important thing is to keep going and to not stop, especially in those difficult moments. Let the positive ones, let the times of blessing and favor be the fuel that, pushes you through those times so you can get to another season of blessing and favor and abundance in your career. And you guys have their absence brings balance, justice. This is interesting. So this is obviously referring like another person or another party in the situation. And I feel like this isn't love related, obviously, but I feel like there may be people that you may encounter during those ups and downs during your career, who may not always necessarily be the best people. There can be shady people that we can meet as we're doing business as well. I would know because I spent many, many years, at least like 15 years in the music business. And there's a lot of shady people in music. There's a lot of shady people in entertainment. If you guys listen to the O-Town song, Shady Business, that's literally what it's all about. That's all about shady business. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that song is actually about Lou Pearlman, who used to manage them. But yeah, there are a lot of shady people out there, and you may wind up doing business with people who may not have your best interest at heart, who may want to use you and take advantage of you and that kind of thing, which is obviously something to look out for. But I feel like when they're officially removed, when they're taken out of the picture here, when their absence comes along, it's going to bring balance. It's going to bring justice in your career. It's going to set you back on the right path. Because God's not going to want you messing with anybody who's going to mess up the direction of where you're supposed to be going, basically. So don't worry about those shady people. They may come, but they will also go as well. And hopefully, your own discernment will be able to kick in quite a bit too, so like, who's going to be beneficial in my career and who's going to want to hurt me, kind of a thing. We also have a few cards here from the Moonology deck, and you guys got Have Faith in Your Dreams, Waxing Crescent Moon, which is very important because I do feel like whatever your career path is, it's a dream, it's a mission, it's a calling. It's not just, like I said, a 9-to-5 job where you clock in and you clock out and that's it and you're just there for the paycheck. No, whatever it is that you're doing, you would probably do it for free. If you had to, you would do it for free. You would do it on the side. You would have like that regular 9-to-5 job, and then you would have the passion, dream kind of job as well if you absolutely had to. But have faith in it because it's definitely going to pay off. There are big things in store for you. So don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. I do feel like you guys are going to have days where you're going to be tempted to want to give up, but don't do that. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So I feel like that's very important is I feel like looking at the bigger picture, like looking at what that long-term goal is of longevity, that's going to help keep you guys in faith. Like let's say your big time goal, for example, let's say your big dream is to become a New York Times best-selling author, okay? Let's say that's your big dream, that's your big goal. You may not necessarily know all the steps to get there. You may not know any publishers or anything like that, or anyone who can basically promote your book and get it out there or anything, but that doesn't matter. You keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize of that big picture of becoming that New York Times best-selling author, and the rest will come into place. You'll figure it out step by step. The writing, the editing, the publishing, everything else that comes in after that. So, whatever it is, look at that bigger picture. It's going to definitely help you stay in faith. And surrender to the divine, full moon. So with this card, I feel like in those frustrating moments, you may want to take control of the situation and, kind of figure out like what it is you need to do and how you need to do it and all this other stuff. But don't worry about that. The devil's in the details. I know it's really hard to surrender because surrender basically means we're letting go of the control, and a lot of people are control freaks and want to have control, obviously. So this is very hard to do, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. So you guys need to surrender to the divine. Surrendering is also a part of having faith as well. So those two things kind of go hand in hand. And finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus because, in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got... Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. So you have a light to shine, you guys. And I always say at the end of my pick a cards, like after every group is done, I always tell you guys to keep sparkling. So this is literally your reminder here to keep sparkling, keep shining, keep radiating that joy and that beauty and that energy that you have inside, because it was born to come out. It was meant to come through and make a difference for other people. And you're going to see that like move and take shape and grow in your career as well. And it has a lot more for you planned than you could possibly ever know. So that's what I see going on for you guys dealing with your career. Hopefully this resonated and made sense. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Also, give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. And feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way, and also so you guys know when I'm going live, because every time I go live, you'll get that little ding, ding, ding notification, and then you can jump in and join me on a live and get a reading done. So, yeah, that's basically what I have going on for you guys here today. I am so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by and hang out with me for a little bit here today. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose the little labradorite here, I know, it doesn't really look like it, but it said on the thing that it was, so I'll see when I go and I try and find some more crystals later on this week. I prefer trying to get them in person rather than online because I like to be able to like pick them up and look at them and feel their energy and stuff. But anyways, this one is pile number 2. for you guys. And if this is the one that you chose, this is going to be the reading for you to find out what you need to know dealing with your career right now. See what's happening with it. So we're going to start off here with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay these bad boys down and connect the dots, see how they relate to one another. So we have the High Priestess for you guys, the Ten of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, ooh, ouchie, and the Tower. Wow, okay, so right off the bat, you guys, I'm getting that you are one stressed out group when it comes to your career, when it comes to being on the job, because there's a lot of stuff going on here. So I'm going to address the Ten of Wands first. So the Ten of Wands is all about carrying around burdens. So I feel like whatever it is that you're doing for work right now, on the job, on your career, I feel like you guys are really stressed out, really weighed down, that there's just a lot on your plate right now. So that's number one, first and foremost. You guys are probably burdened, you're overworked, you're stressed out. You know, I don't know what the situation is exactly, or where it is you work, or, you know, what is going on in your workplace, but, you know, just a few examples as to what this might be. It might be that maybe wherever it is that you work, maybe there are people who are not there right now. Maybe people are out on like sick leave or something like that. Maybe there have been changes because of everything that's been happening dealing with COVID, for example, where, you know, people just aren't showing up. Maybe people are just not showing up on their jobs. And if they're not, maybe, you know, your boss, whoever's in charge, you know, your manager or whatever it is, maybe they're putting a bulk of the extra responsibilities on you because, you know, you are probably a decent, hardworking individual and, you know, you probably do a good job in general with your job, even when there's not like extra stuff flying at you. But, you know, managers, your bosses, whoever it is that's up above you, basically, I feel like they may be putting more on you and asking you to kind of pick up the slack where others may have been slacking off, either by not showing up at all or just simply not doing their jobs in general. Like they could just be a warm body sitting there and they're not really doing anything. So that could be it. But I feel like you guys are just stressed out and overburdened, that there's just a lot more on your plate dealing with work than there normally is at this time. And I feel like partially because of what's happening with that Ten of Wands, it's kind of put you into a Five of Pentacles mode, which is basically a poverty mindset. You know, these two unicorns here, they're walking along in the snow, in the cold. One of them is wearing this like ratty old blanket and stuff. They're not doing too good. You know, they look a little like homeless and messed up. Now, you guys may not be homeless or anything, of course not, but I feel like you guys are not being paid what you're worth. It's like you're being given all these extra burdens and all these extra responsibilities, but what you're worth, what you're being paid, is not measured up to this. So it's like your boss, whoever it is, they have all these expectations on you. They're placing all these responsibilities on you, but they're not giving you a raise. They're not giving you a promotion. They're not giving you a bonus. They're not giving you anything extra that you need to be given. Which, once again, I think is part of the reason here why you wind up going back to feeling extra burdened. Because at least if you're being compensated what you're worth, at least if you're being compensated, you know, what the job is, like what the responsibilities are, whatever it is that you're doing, then that's going to lessen the burden. You're not going to feel as overwhelmed because at least like at the end of the day, you can look at your paycheck and you can say, okay, yeah, this was a lot of work. It was hard. It was stressful, but like I'm definitely being paid for all that stress. Like it makes sense. There's a payoff. But I don't feel like you guys are experiencing a payoff, which only places more burdens, and it makes you feel like you're basically poverty-stricken, like you're struggling here. And with all that going on, it makes sense and it doesn't surprise me as to why the Tower is here. Because no one can function on the job like that. No one can continue operating like that. You're going to hit a breaking point. You could get physically sick yourself, for example, from all of that stress. You could wind up basically having an emotional breakdown on the job or something. There's a whole bunch of things that could happen here that could create this Tower moment. But basically, you can't sustain continuing to do this. So, the Tower basically crumbles when our foundation is shaky, when we can't maintain that and when we can't manage it anymore. And I don't believe that you guys can maintain this and manage this at the rate that you're going. So you need to start figuring out what it is that you need to do to change this, whether that means talking to your boss, quitting your job, looking for a new job, whatever it is, you need to start doing something. Otherwise, you're going to have this Tower moment and it's going to get really messy and it's basically going to get worse until it gets better. So, I feel like one of the ways you can avoid hitting this Tower moment, though, is if you guys tap into your inner high priestess. And the high priestess is someone who is, she's highly intuitive. She doesn't go out there and put her business on blast or anything like that, but she's very intuitive. A lot of other people actually try to figure her out. She can be kind of mysterious because she's very quiet about her own business. But just because she's quiet about her business doesn't mean she doesn't know everybody else's business, because she does. And she knows because she taps into that intuition. So she's really good at going into hermit mode basically and going within and, checking herself before she wrecks herself. So I feel like that's what you guys need to do, is tap into that high priestess, tap into that intuition basically. Maybe not necessarily put it on blast. Like, for example, if you feel led out of this whole situation that maybe you need to look for a new job, maybe you need to look elsewhere as to what you need to be doing, that's totally okay, but maybe don't put that out there and don't put that on blast. Because if other people find out, maybe at your job, you could wind up losing your job because they know you're going to leave anyway. So at least you have that paycheck in the meantime, so you're not totally unemployed in between. So that could be one example. But I feel like you guys need to go into that inner high priestess so you can figure out what your next move is going to be, what it is you need to do. So that way then you don't hit this Tower moment, because you can't keep functioning from this place of burdens and poverty in your job anymore. It's just not sustainable. Let's see what else you guys got here. I have some cards from the Soul Purpose Oracle from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And, a lot of the times what it is that we do for a living is usually tied into our soul purpose. It's usually tied into our calling, which is why I decided to pull these cards too. But let's see what we got here. We have Remover of Obstacles. Chanting and channeling with your voice eliminates suffering and heals blockages for yourself and others. And you have Earth Angel, guardian of the earth and her children. And Frequency Shifter. You receive and shift frequencies of the universe. So I can already see how a couple of these cards are already connected to each other. So number one, with Remover of Obstacles, which I think is ironic because I feel like you guys are dealing with a lot of obstacles right now. So number one, first and foremost, I feel like the obstacle that needs to be removed here is within yourself and within your own career and within your own journey. You can't necessarily go out there and have a productive work life if things are currently a mess at your current one, So I feel like part of this is kind of, tied into this high priestess, you needing to basically go within and remove those obstacles. And, it says chanting and channeling with your voice. So it could be maybe that you need to talk this out, physically like speak this out and talk this out with somebody. You know, even just like sitting on your own and maybe singing may help you just like kind of release some of the energy, I guess. But that could be very helpful to you. And in conjunction with that, we also have frequency shifter. You receive and shift frequencies of the universe. So I feel like part of this here is you need to shift your own frequency within your job, because once again, you guys appear to be super stressed out here with this 10 of Wands and this 5 of Pentacles, having a lot of poverty going on here, and that's not a good frequency to stay in. But the good news is you guys have the ability to shift this. And if you can shift it for yourself, you can definitely help shift it for others. So I feel like that's all kind of tied in and connected and related to each other, but you need to shift out of this ickiness that's happening up here, because that needs to change. And, you know, you can't go much further if you can't change your own circumstances first. And then you have Earth Angel, guardian of the earth and her children. So with this card, I feel like you guys may actually care quite a bit about like the environment and stuff. And I know that may not necessarily be related to your messy work situation right now, but you guys may actually be invested in that, like saving the earth and taking care of the environment and being about like clean emissions and that kind of thing. And, you know, just like picking up litter on the side of the street when you feel it. When you see it, well, you could literally quite feel how the earth needs help right now, because the earth as a whole is like this gigantic, enormous living organism, basically, that we are living on. You know, plants feel and everything else. Everything has some kind of frequency to it, which you guys are a frequency shifter. So I feel like, you know, things dealing with the earth are actually pretty important to you guys. So, you know, if you have a passion to maybe help out in that area, you know, look into that more. That may be something worth diving into. Okay, I also have some Divine Time Oracle cards, also from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials, to check in with you guys just in terms of timing with your career, because, you know, a lot of the times we'll do like timing kind of stuff related to love and that kind of thing, because people get really impatient and they want to know what's going on with my person. But we're going to see what's going on with your career and see if there's anything timing-wise there that you guys need to know. So we have future. A year from today, you will be on your way. So I feel like if you guys start tapping into that High Priestess that came out here from the beginning, if you feel like if you guys start tapping into her, you're going to see big changes dealing with your career. You won't stay burdened. You won't stay in that poverty mindset. You won't be stuck anymore in places that you don't want to be. You won't be stuck in like a dead-end job that maybe you're not excited about. You may find yourself a year from now working somewhere, working for someone, doing something that you're totally passionate about. It may not even be working for somebody. Maybe you're going to have your own business by then or something. But either way, you start making those choices and start making those decisions and start moving forward with that stuff. You guys are going to see a big change, a total 180, like a year from this time. And you also have impatience. They will be back just like that, which is funny because this one is definitely kind of like a love related kind of card, even though we're talking about career stuff. But I'll just say it right now, you know, if you are in a love situation and this is something that is highly on your mind, then I guess that's like an extra note to you, like, hey, this person will be back. Stop being consumed with this. Think about your career for a minute here. But aside from that, with the impatience, at least in regards to your career, if you're having impatience that you're not where you want to be yet, you're not like doing what you want to do yet, you're not at the point of where you want to be, don't let that impatience get to you, is basically the point. Don't let it bother you. Don't let it get you down, because, you know, a year from now, things are going to obviously look a lot different when it comes down to that. But, It's something that you can't be consumed about. I would love to wake up tomorrow morning and see that I have 1,000 subscribers, because I'm not there yet. And that's like one of my current goals of what I'm trying to get to. I know that's realistically not going to happen. But I would love to see that happen. And the thing is, I can't be consumed by that. I can't be consumed with being impatient to get to 1,000 subscribers. I know I'll eventually get there. I know that they will eventually come. It's just a matter of time, is really what it comes down to. But that is divine time. That's not up to me. And the important thing is, I just need to keep trudging forward, doing what I know is the right thing to do, which is being consistent here with you guys on YouTube and, providing readings for you guys, hanging out with you guys, doing lives and that kind of thing. And I know I'll get there. It's no different with you guys and your goals and what it is that you're trying to do too. So don't let the impatience get to you. Focus on what you need to do in the present moment and enjoy where you're at right now on the way to where you're going. And you also have wisdom. Yesterday came, tomorrow will too. It's time to decide, what will you do? Which I feel like, really kind of begs to answer the question on this entire situation going on up here with the 10 of Wands of stress and pressure and burdens, and the 5 of Pentacles of poverty and that kind of thing. It's time to decide how to get out of that. It's time to decide how to change that, because if you don't start making those decisions, if you don't start changing something, then that tower moment is going to come. And I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to experience this. Towers are not fun to go through. So if you can adjust yourself and start making some changes and start doing things before you're literally pushed in that direction, it's the time to do that. So it's time to start changing something. It's time to start making some decisions. And we also have some cards here for you guys from the Moonology deck. And you guys have emotions are running high, which doesn't surprise me because, like I said from the beginning, you guys are stressed out and you're burdened. And the emotions are running high because I almost feel like you guys are the group that comes home from work and you're so overwhelmed from it, and then you're just like, I have to scream into a pillow, I'm so pissed off at my boss, kind of stuff. Yeah, emotions are running high. I do feel like you guys kind of need to come down from those emotions so you can, ground yourself a little bit, get a little bit rational, and then you can start like finding new directions on, how to fix this, how to get out of it, how to change it, kind of a thing. And one of the best ways to do that, which is following this up in the next card, is to meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. So if you are in a situation where you don't know what to do and you are at a complete loss and you're sitting here saying like, yeah, that's great and fine, Heather, to, become the high priestess, but, what good is that going to do me becoming the high priestess? Well, the high priestess, she does this a lot. She meditates and she contemplates, and that's what you guys need to do first. And, when you meditate on this and everything, I'm not saying you're going to get the answers right off the bat and it's just going to magically come to you. It probably won't. It's probably going to take some time and patience. But I do promise you guys, if you set aside time to do this and if you set your intention to really figure this out and to really just put that question out there to God and the universe, like, hey, I need help. Help me figure this out. You're going to get those answers. But you got to do things in order to, take steps to get there. And meditating and contemplating is going to be really good for you guys. And finally, a very good reminder for you, because especially if you're the group here who is so stressed out and overburdened and overwhelmed, you guys need to remember that prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So you're not going through all of this for no reason whatsoever. There's definitely a bigger purpose. It may not make any sense right now, but you're going to understand it. The answers are going to come within time, and it's not all in vain. So prosperity does lie ahead, a year from now, because, you did have this card. A year from now, you're going to be looking back at all this shit going on here with your career. and you're going to be like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, I had to go through all that, and I'm thankful I went through that, because if I hadn't been through that, I wouldn't be where I am today, here and now. So just remember, prosperity does lie ahead. And finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, you guys got... Give, and it shall be given unto you. Luke 6:38. So one way that may help you guys, at least in the meantime, as you get through this, is to just be a giving person. Just be giving with your time and your energy, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be in major ways. You could be in the drive-thru or something like that and decide to pay for the person behind you. And that right there is plenty. Maybe you have a friend who needs like a babysitter one night or something like that to watch their kid. You could volunteer to do that. Maybe you could foster a dog or something. There's so many ways to give back and to do random acts of kindness. And usually when we're helping someone else and we're giving to someone else, it's great because we get ourselves off of our minds for a while. As human beings, we kind of have like this me kind of mindset all the time. It's like our flesh is just very selfish like that. So, try not to get caught up in that and be of assistance and help others, because the more you do that, the more you'll see that suddenly, all of a sudden, you'll be taken care of too, with whatever it is that you need, with the things that you may be lacking. So make sure that you're out there and you're giving. It doesn't have to be by a lot, but just, give. Do a random act of kindness. You might be surprised. So that's what I see going on for you guys. Hopefully that made sense and resonated. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just through a simple small emoji. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you guys know when I'm going live, because whenever I'm going live, you guys can pop on in, get a reading done, and, hang out and have some fun with some pretty cool people. Not just me, but I have pretty awesome people who always show up in the chat. So it's a really fun time. But anyways, yeah, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by and hang out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and it means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this little geode, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is happening in your career. All right, good stuff here, you guys. So we're going to start off with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay these cards down and put them together, see how they relate to one another, and see what you guys need to know. So you guys have the Fool, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Well, damn, you guys, you got the King and the Queen. That's pretty amazing. Well, I'm just going to say it right off the bat, you guys. This is already looking amazing, just starting off. So we're going to start off here with the Fool. And the Fool is about taking a leap of faith. It's about taking a risk. So, the Fool just dives in, goes for what he's going to go for, and that's that. He doesn't necessarily think about the consequences. He doesn't look both ways before crossing the street. He could dive headfirst into a pool, and if it's empty, oh well, he busts his head open. And if it's not, oh well, he'll go swimming and he'll have fun. So he doesn't really care. He just dives in. So I feel like that's kind of where you guys are at right now, where you are ready to be the Fool, where you're just ready to dive headfirst into something. So there's something in your career that you're diving headfirst into, whether it's a brand new job, or you've been promoted at your job, or you started your own business and you're like an entrepreneur or something like that. Whatever it is, you're just diving headfirst into it. So that's really exciting. It can be kind of like a rush, a thrill, exhilarating. You can feel like the adrenaline and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like you guys are currently doing this. And I feel like doing that is actually going to be amazing for you guys and pay off. Because you have not only the king, but also the queen of pentacles. You got the king and the queen. So these two are basically each other's counterparts here. They are a pair pretty much. Together, these two are very powerful. They are basically the king and queen of money, you guys. Literally, the king and the queen of money. And they are stable. They're both secure. The Queen of Pentacles is like the mother. The King of Pentacles is like the father. So these two, they're like a power couple, basically. So I feel like for you guys, this means there's probably a business partnership in store for you where, either you're going to be the queen and they're going to be the king, or you're going to be the king and they're going to be the queen, kind of a thing. It depends on the dynamic, but I do feel like there's like a business partnership here because you do have the king and the queen, and they do work together, and they work together beautifully. They work together so well. Like, this is like a perfect partnership here. This is not just like, the King of Pentacles and like the Queen of Swords or something. This is, the King and Queen of Pentacles together. They belong together. So this is like a wonderful partnership. It could even be that you could have like a divine counterpart. Like you could have like, and I wasn't intending to say anything about love stuff in here, but it could be that you could have a love connection with somebody, a divine counterpart, where, you're like the divine feminine and he's the divine masculine, and maybe you guys are actually meant to work together. And, it's kind of like, I don't know, like for example, like think about like Chip and Joanna Gaines, for example, from Fixer Upper. They're a husband and wife duo. They're a couple and they run a business. They do like home renovations and that kind of thing, and they work together as a couple. So they're kind of like their own little king and queen of pentacles, basically, when it comes to HGTV. So you could have a situation going on like that with whatever it is your chosen career path is. You could have a counterpart that you're working with. If it's not a counterpart, that's okay, and that's totally fine. Then I just feel like that means that there is a business partnership out there for you that's going to help you in propelling what it is you have going on forward, and it's going to be lucrative and it's going to be successful, and I feel like it's going to be a solid and good partnership. It doesn't matter if this is, someone that you're working with, or, someone that you work with and have a personal connection with. Either way, it's going to work really well. And another way to know that this is going to work really well is you guys have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is ultimate fulfillment. It is ultimate fulfillment, especially in finances, once again, in money. So I feel like whatever this risk is, whatever this thing is you guys got to dive into, you need to dive into it. Dive into it, be with your partnership person, whoever that is, because it's going to be lucrative, it's going to be successful, you're going to have blessing, favor, abundance. It's going to be just like banging. It's going to be amazing, whatever this thing is. Like, if you're in this group and this is making sense for you and it's resonating, please let me know what it is you're doing, because I'm really excited for you guys. Like, this one has been like one of the most exciting ones yet. Pile 2 was a little bit of a downer because I feel like they're really stressed out with their lives right now with their careers, but you guys are like, whoa, this is so like fertile and abundant. I'm like, wow, it's pretty cool. So Anyways, let's see what you guys got from the Soul Purpose Oracle, because usually a lot of the times, whatever it is our calling is, it's usually connected to what we wind up doing for a living to, pay our bills and take care of ourselves. They usually are combined, they're usually connected. So let's see what you guys got. We have Rainbow Warrior. You've come for the Great Awakening to unite all of humanity in harmony. Ooh, very cool. We have Crystal Activator. You intuitively connect with and retrieve information from crystals. And we have Akashic Record Keeper, assists others to access ancient wisdom. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one because this actually totally makes sense for this reading, especially with the King of Pentacles. So if you are like you're dealing with a divine counterpart kind of situation again, and let's say this person is not just, like your husband or your boyfriend or whatever it is, but winds up becoming like your business partner basically too. Usually it's the divine masculine who is the Akashic record keeper. They're usually the ones who have this information. So I do feel like there's a tie in here with that, and that's just like kind of confirmation about you having that partnership here in who you're working with. So that's pretty amazing. And with Rainbow Warrior, you've come for the Great Awakening to unite all of humanity in harmony. And the biggest thing that I'm getting from this card is, once again, I honestly feel like for most of you, whoever this partnership situation is here, when it comes down to the career thing, I feel like for most of you, this partnership is your divine counterpart, that you guys are going to be like working on a business together. And the reason why I say that too is because, most divine counterparts, they're usually twin flames. And every time, this is supposed to be a thing, but apparently every time a twin flame unites and they come together and they make it official and they become committed and that kind of thing, once they get to that point, it actually helps like raise the vibration of the earth, and it actually helps pave the way for other twins to unite and to come together too, which is amazing and awesome. And I feel like you're someone who, has been really committed to your journey, who has been really committed to your experience. Maybe you're with your person already, maybe you're not, but I do feel like you're someone who's completely committed to that experience and really understands it. And because of that, you really have a heart to help other people with it. And I feel like you're literally going to take your mission of what you've been through with your person, and you're going to go out there and you're going to make it your mission to help other people with their person too, because you've been there, like you've been through the experience. Maybe you've been dealing with your person for like 25 years or something like that, so you've like lived it, and you want to help someone who's maybe only been on the journey for like 3 years or something. So I feel like you guys really have a heart for that, and you kind of want to help people not have to go through all the crap that you went through, that you want to help other people get to happily ever after, because you know how amazing it is for yourself. And like a rainbow, I always think of God's promises with that. So I feel like, you want to help bring forth God's promises in other people's lives, basically. That may be a part of what it is that you're doing in terms of helping people. And if you do that, if you decide to become one of those, like, twin flame guru kind of people who help people and coach people and stuff, just don't be one of the fake ones that rip people off, because unfortunately there are a lot of people out there like that who will try to coach people and, just like take advantage of them, and they really don't wind up helping. There are a lot of those out there too. So I feel like there needs to be like the people who are actually the real type of deal when it comes to that, who are not going to take advantage. So but if this is making sense for you, then you're probably one of those people who is the real deal. We also have Crystal Activator. You intuitively connect with and retrieve information from crystals. So I feel like you're someone who may be drawn to crystals. You may be really into them. And, maybe you're already doing this. Maybe you already have like a decent crystal collection and you can, retrieve information from them and everything. Maybe not. But if you're not, maybe, try it. Go out and get a couple, see what happens, see how they make you feel, I'm not saying like get all crazy like Spencer Pratt did during The Hills when that was first on, and he became really strange about that. But be a normal person. But yeah, but just go out there and give it a shot. You never know. You never know what you might find. I myself have been getting more interested in crystals myself recently, and I don't know a lot about them. I really don't, but I've always thought since I was a kid they're really pretty. So figure it out along the way, right? And we also have the Divine Time Oracle, also from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And I know a lot of the times, we get really frustrated with like our love situations and we want to know are things going to happen. Sometimes we feel that way when it comes to our careers too. So we're going to find out a little bit of timing here of what you need to know dealing with your career. We have when they're all dressed in green, you're right in between. St. Patrick's Day, halfway. So I feel like whatever it is that you guys may be dealing with in this career journey, you may be hitting a halfway point coming up in March around St. Patrick's Day. So, we're just at like the beginning of February now. So that's just like a month and a half away, basically. That's not too far off. So whatever it is that you may be trying to figure out and do, and please don't bark just because they're plowing outside. If you guys hear barking from not in this room, that would be my mom's dog, Callie. And now my dog, Shadow, is like coming over here and wants to like step on the cards. Please don't. Please go back over there. Please go back on the other side of the cards. It's been snowing over here, you guys, so they have like snow plows and stuff going up and down the streets, and the dogs can see it and hear it, and they get a little wild and nuts. So that's what's going on. They want to have their own input and word on the reading. Okay, you can lay down over there. Just don't like lay down on the cards. Okay, thank you. You can stay there. No barking though. Quiet. Anyways, St. Patrick's Day, you guys, it seems like it's going to be like a halfway point pretty much for you when it comes to this career-related situation with whatever it is that you're working on and doing on. Because who knows? Maybe you already took that leap of faith. Maybe you've already been the fool. So, yeah, but there's definitely going to be like a halfway point there of what you're working on and what you're doing. And this is hilarious because the next two cards, I'm looking at them right now before I even show them to you. They totally confirm what I was talking about with this partnership thing here with your person and them being a part of whatever it is that you need to be doing. Because we have 212, awakening partnership, manifesting thoughts, progression of love. So I feel like you guys are like called to like almost be like a relationship coach or something like that, like help people in their relationships, be like a love coach and that kind of thing. There's lots of like dating experts and that kind of thing online, and I feel like you guys are going to be trying to help those who are in these like unique situations, like twin flames, divine counterparts, soulmates, that kind of thing. There are even like coaches and that kind of stuff online that specialize in like feminine energy, for example. You could be someone who specializes in like feminine energy, and maybe your divine counterpart will like focus on like masculine energy and helping the masculines on their side, because I do feel like on the masculine side there's not a lot of help out there. Like there's tons of help on the feminine side, but there's not a whole lot out there, unfortunately, for the masculines. So they could probably use somebody who could, step up and take that leadership role and be that example for them. And that's why I'm saying it's like you two may rise up and kind of be like a power couple in a sense when it comes to helping other twin flames when it comes to like coaching people to get to their unions and work those things out. You know, for example, Liz from Guided by Angels, you know, she's united with her twin. She's in union with him. Blue Ice Tarot. And, you know, they each have their own YouTube channels, and, you know, they each do their own thing individually, but at the same time, like, they're also, like, them being together helps other people out, if that makes any sense. And that doesn't mean that you guys are going to, like, be doing tarot or something like that to help others. You could do it in other ways, too. But I do feel like you're going to be helping others specifically in these complicated love situations, like you and your person, because, you know, you'll probably understand the feminine side because most of the people that I read for are feminines. And they'll understand the masculine side and can, you know, help the dude's perspective, basically, which is super cool. And the other card that you guys got to basically back this up is the twin flame card. This is your twin flame. Remember your story and why you came. So, which would never normally pop up, obviously, in a career-related reading, but I do feel like you and your person being together, it is a part of your career. It is a part of your path, your calling, the way you're supposed to survive in this world, basically. And, you know, it says, remember your story and why you came. And your story is going to be like enough right there to help people, because you can never have a testimony if you don't go through a test. And I feel like you guys have been through tests, you've been through challenges. You know, God does not write boring love stories. He writes like these huge, outlandish, outrageous plots, basically, and storylines. And I feel like you guys are going to have quite the story to share, but your story is going to be inspiring. It's going to uplift people. It's going to help people. And, you know, those are the kind of things that are going to make a difference. So it's pretty obvious that your person is tied into what you're supposed to be doing in your career. Which is so funny, because I did not intend this to be love related at all, but I can't control what comes out here, and this was all very much so a partnership type of deal with this pile. You also have a few cards here from the Moonology deck, and you guys got nothing is yet set in stone, immutable moon. And I feel like you guys may have this card because you guys may not even realize that this is what you're supposed to be doing yet. You may know that you have a counterpart. You may have thought about maybe doing something like this. You may be thinking like, well, gee, I'd like to do that, but I'm not even with my person yet. I feel like this is just basically saying that, you know, nothing is set in stone yet, but, you know, it'll get there. It'll work itself out, you know? So things that you may not have never thought of before are things that, you know, are gonna work out. We also have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon, which is funny because when I think of your commitment, I think of like your commitment to each other with your person. So I feel like this card is basically saying that, you know, if you guys do decide to basically go in business together, that will probably change the dynamic of your relationship a little bit. And I think it's going to be important for you guys to make sure that, you know, you can leave work at work when it's just like the two of you, like at home, spending time on your own. Like, make sure you're still having that couple time. You know, if you have kids, make sure you're still having that family time with the children, you know. So I feel like don't allow like the work and the business side of it like interact and interfere with the private life side of it. You know, try to separate those things, because there will probably be moments, you know, when you're helping other people, when you're on this journey, not just together privately in your relationship, but also when you're, you know, doing your career stuff, that commitment will probably be tested. And you guys obviously don't want that to fall apart or become divorced or something like that. If you're working together, you know, you don't want to have like your business fall apart either, because it's kind of like everything would be all in the same hat pretty much. So try to keep those things separated and as healthy as possible when it comes to that. And you guys also have your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. So I feel like if you're not together with your person yet and you're like, oh wow, this is really cool, like I would love to be able to get to this point with my person, don't worry, because your hard work is paying off. You guys will get there. If you're already with your person and this is something that maybe you're already on the path of doing, then once again, your hard work is paying off. It's making a difference. It's helping other people. It's helping other couples. So once again, keep doing what you're doing. It's definitely working. So yeah. Finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. You guys got, be not afraid, only believe. Mark 5:36. So this is always a good reminder, you guys, to basically always go forward with what you're doing in life with belief and trust and faith. You know, don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't buy into fears. They're not going to benefit you. They're not going to help you whatsoever. So stand strong in your faith. Keep believing. Keep staying strong. You guys will be totally okay. So hopefully this message made sense and resonated for you. It definitely was different. It was not what I was expecting to have come out in any of these piles today whatsoever, but that is pretty cool. So anyways, if this message made sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below, even if it's just a simple small emoji. If the message did not flow, just let it go. But also, please leave this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way, and also so you guys know when I'm going live, because every time I go live, you'll get a little ding 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 notification, basically letting you know that I'm on, and you guys can pop on by and get a reading done, and that would be so much fun to do, and it would be so cool to see you and hang out with you for a while on Mondays or Fridays. So yeah, that's basically what I have going on for you guys. I am so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to just stop on by and hang out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose the Tiger's Eye, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is happening in your career. All right, so we're going to start things off here with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and we're just going to go ahead and set these down, see how they all relate and connect to each other, connect the dots, and see what you guys need to know. So we have the Ten of Swords, the Three of Cups, Justice, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so you guys have a little bit of a crazy mixed bag here going on in your career right now. I'm going to start off here with the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is all about making a decision. You know, the swords in the tarot represent our thoughts, basically. So I feel like you guys are stuck between two different thoughts, two different ways of thinking, two different ideas, that kind of thing. And you don't know what to choose. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to decide. So it could be that you're trying to decide between two different jobs, or two different projects, or two different clients, or two different something. But there's two different somethings here dealing with your career that you're trying to decide between, and you don't know exactly what to do. But I do feel like a decision needs to be made, and it may be a difficult decision because you guys also have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is usually about painful endings. So I feel like maybe you guys have been sitting here undecided on what path to go down dealing with your career, because you may care about both opportunities or both jobs or both clients or both, whatever it is, whatever the two things are, you guys may care a lot about both. And you know that you can't necessarily do both or continue carrying both. So you may have to say goodbye to one and pursue forward with another. And I feel like that's going to be a hard decision for you. And whenever you do make that decision, it's unfortunately going to be painful. It's going to be hard. Like, it's going to be a painful ending. It's not going to be something that you're going to want to see necessarily end, but it's unfortunately probably going to have to happen. And even though that sucks and it's not going to be easy, you guys are going to have justice for it. Like, there's a reason for it. Even if it's not necessarily the easiest transition or the easiest choice to make, whatever these two different things are dealing with your career, I feel like it's necessary and it's something that's going to have to happen, but justice will be served, that there is a bigger purpose, that there is a divine situation here at play, that you may not necessarily understand it or get it, but it will make sense. It will make sense in time. And, justice will be served, basically. And because justice will be served, you guys also have the Three of Cups. And, if this was a love-related reading, that usually indicates like a third-party kind of situation. But this is a career reading. It's a completely different question. It's a completely different vibe. And the Three of Cups can also signalize celebration, good times, just like having a party, basically. So I feel like when the justice comes, there's going to be celebration around it. So even though it may be difficult, like right now, navigating this, trying to make some decisions, maybe having to let go of a job or let go of a client or something like that, and that may be hard, there's going to be justice in it, because there's going to be good times, better days ahead, celebration that's going to be happening. So basically, if it's kind of messy right now, don't worry about it. Don't try to stress out too much, because it's all going to find a way to work itself out in the end. With that Three of Cups there. We also have some cards here from the Soul Purpose Oracle from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials, because, basically, usually our career, whatever it is that we're doing for a living, whatever it is we're doing to make money, it can be connected to our soul purpose. It can be connected to our calling in life. So that's why I decided to pull some cards here from this deck, and let's see what you guys got of what you need to know. We have, your lived experiences are unique and meaningful. Share your stories with others. Memory Maker. Peacemaker, channeling peaceful energies, perspectives, and solutions for the Earth's inhabitants. And Tarot and Oracle Reader, intuitive readings help support you and others. Super cool, you guys. Okay, so first of all, with the Memory Maker and the Peacemaker, especially with, whatever the decision is you're kind of at a crossroads with right now, trying to decide, I feel like that's okay, because once again, your experiences are unique and meaningful. So I feel like whatever it is that you're experiencing and going through right now, those memories, your story here, it's going to make a difference. And, with Peacemaker here too, like I said, you may have like a painful ending happening right now, either with a job or a client or something like that. But even though it may be painful, I feel like that's ultimately going to bring you to an opportunity to bring peace to that situation, so it doesn't remain in pain, so it doesn't remain like this kind of like wounded, unhealed type of situation. Because once again, this is all going to be a part of your story here in being this memory maker. So that's really cool that you're like a memory maker and you're a peacemaker all together at once. So it's like, you may be in a job, or you may be in a career where maybe you work with a lot of different people, or you interact with a lot of different people. So it may be hard sometimes to like let some people go and have new people come in. But I feel like it all ties in together. It all ties into your story, and it all ties into your ability and your way to ultimately reach out and help others is what it comes down to. And one of the ways that apparently you guys must be able to do that is by being a tarot reader yourself. So, you could be here, sitting here, listening to this and watching this, and maybe you're a bit of a reader yourself, which is pretty cool, I mean, I read and I still, watch readings from other people. I don't watch them as much as I used to, just because I don't really have a lot of time to all the time. And I've noticed that the further along I've kind of gotten doing my own readings, it's harder for me to resonate with others in some way. I'm not saying that they're wrong or anything like that at all. It's just, like, for me personally, I've grown out of certain things with that. But you guys could be, quite the tarot and oracle card reader yourself in a sense, which makes sense here if you're putting together like your own story of being a memory maker and a peacemaker. And if you're dealing with multiple people having to make choices and that kind of thing, because you deal with a lot of people when you are reading for people, obviously. So you definitely could be a bit of a reader yourself. And even if you're not, maybe it's something that has interested you. Maybe it's something that you want to learn. If it's something you want to learn, if it's something you want to try, try it. A year ago at this time, I wasn't doing this at all. And then in July of last year, I started doing this. And as I've continued, continued to do this day after day after day, I feel like I'm a better reader now than I was 6 months ago, and I'll probably be an even better reader another 6 months from now, and then a year from now, and so on and so forth. It takes practice, like with any skill, like with any of those kinds of things. So you guys could be a bit of a reader yourself. And I can speak from experience here, you guys, because it says intuitive readings help support you and others. That's really important here. It says you and others. So, a lot of the times when I'm doing readings here for you guys, like, I'll find messages that resonate and make sense for me too. So it's not like I'm just here like helping you guys and coaching you guys. Like, there will be certain things, and I won't say it as I'm talking about it on the camera, but I'll be like, oh crap, oh shit, that was for me. Like, I can totally relate to that. So you guys may wind up having like the same type of experiences. So we also have some cards from the Divine Time Oracle, also from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And I know a lot of the times, we look at timing when it comes to love because we get all impatient about it and stuff. But sometimes it's nice to know a little bit of timing stuff when it comes to our career and our chosen path in life too. So let's see what you guys got for that. We have go on holiday. There you'll find your way. Vacation, which is kind of ironic because most people would not think of vacation in combined with work or career unless it's like a work vacation, a work type of thing. But you never know. Just like getting away, getting out of town, or even if it's not necessarily like getting out of town, because I know, traveling is kind of limited right now and that kind of stuff because of everything going on with COVID. So this may not necessarily mean like, hey, hop on a jet plane and head off to Fiji or something, but it could be saying, basically get out of your current surroundings, I feel like is more so what it is. Kind of just like get out of your usual routine, get out of the box, basically. Get out of your own way, in a sense, and just like change the scenery, change something, because sometimes if you just like change that scenery a little bit, you'll find yourself getting more creative, and you'll find yourself like getting in tune more with what you're supposed to be doing. I have been here, for example, in Chicago since November, and it's February now. And I've been here since November because I drove out from Los Angeles for Thanksgiving, and the intention was to be here for Thanksgiving through December, for Christmas and New Year's, and then I would drive back like right after New Year's. And it's like a month later and I'm still here. And a lot of that has to do with like COVID and stuff going on right now, because it's been, so bad in LA and stuff. And I've also had like unfinished business and things that I've had to take care of here in Chicago as well. So, I've extended my trip. Thankfully I can mail my rent and I don't have to like physically be in LA for anything right now. So I'll go back when the time is right, when I'm supposed to. But I feel like just having this extended trip out here, it's been really helpful for me, not just with, my unfinished business I've had to take care of, but also because I feel like it's made me more creative, and it's probably changed my readings a little bit, and I would hope maybe it's actually made them a little bit better since I've been out here. Not to say that the ones that I did when I was still in LA were crap or anything, because I'm sure those were fine too, but I feel like maybe it's given me more freshness, I guess you could say, in my readings. And, truthfully, I was very overwhelmed in LA when I was there doing readings too, because I was balancing other stuff. Here I haven't really been balancing other stuff. I've been able to kind of focus and dedicate that time to doing readings more. So it's like that change of scenery has been very beneficial for me. You guys may need that change of scenery too. It may benefit you in ways that you may not even realize. We also have illusions. Time is an illusion. Release your confusion. So if you guys are basically sitting there going, when God, when? Why God, why? Like hurry it up, please, when it comes to whatever your goal is in your career, take a chill pill. Take a step back. Don't worry about it. Remember that time is an illusion. And, God is also never the author of confusion. So if you're confused about something dealing with your career, that's not the way it's supposed to go. That's not the way the story is supposed to end. So that is something that definitely needs to be released. And you can't necessarily move forward in anything if you're constantly confused, which I feel like makes sense here. Going back to that Two of Swords, you guys may be a little confused as to what direction to take. But if you're confused, follow what gives you peace. Follow what brings you joy into your heart. And sometimes what gives us peace isn't always necessarily the easiest thing to do, but that doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do. So follow what gives you peace, and then any confusion about making decisions or anything else will be completely cleared away, and you guys can move forward towards what you want to do next dealing with your career. And then we have gather round and raise a glass. Finally, enough time has passed. Thanksgiving celebration. So I feel like coming up in Thanksgiving, I know that's not for a ways yet and everything. November isn't going to be here for several months, but a lot can happen between now and November, especially if you're like hustling and you're working hard and that kind of thing. A lot can change. You could be in a very blessed and abundant and favored position at that time. And I feel like if you're doing those things, come Thanksgiving, you guys are going to be celebrating that, all of the blessings and all the abundance and all of the growth that you've seen in your career, you'll see it manifest. And it's going to be one of those things that you can sit there at the Thanksgiving table and acknowledge and say that you're thankful for it. So Thanksgiving, you're probably going to see a lot of big changes around that time, like a lot of positive things happening. Okay, we've also got a few cards here from the Moonology deck, and you guys have the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn, which I feel like makes sense here because I feel like the tough season is you needing to make this decision, which unfortunately may mean that painful ending, with a client or a job or whatever it is that you need to make that tough decision, that tough judgment call on. But as hard as it may be, it is going to bring the ending to a particular cycle, and it is actually going to make things easier for you. It's going to give you more breathing room. It's going to give you peace. It's actually going to, weigh in your benefit. It's going to weigh in your favor. You guys also have a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. And specifically, I'm kind of thinking when it comes to giving rather than taking is, if doing readings, for example, is something that's on your radar, you guys, especially if this is something that you're just trying and you're just learning and you're just doing right now at the beginning, it may be a good time to give away readings, basically, in a sense. For example, for myself, the entire month of December, I went live every single week and I just gave away readings. They were totally free. No one had to give me any money. I just sat there and I did free reading after free reading after free reading. And, it was great. It was great for those who came on. It was great for me, just in terms of like donating my time and donating my effort. After the December time was up, I was definitely tired because it was getting to the point where I was sitting there on a live for like 4 or 5 hours doing free readings, and I was like, I can't do this for free anymore because I'm going to burn myself out. So now I do charge doing readings when I go live, but they're still very reasonably priced. They're basically all $10 or under, depending on what it is that you choose that you want to get. But you guys may need to give a little bit rather than to receive in terms of your time and energy. And even if it's not like tarot reading that's necessarily on the that's on the table for you guys, because I realize maybe not all of you are going to be like, yeah, but I don't want to do tarot readings. That's not my thing. If it is, it may be time for you to give some away. But if you're not, think of what else it is you can do to basically give something away in terms of time and energy, because we all have something that we can give. And that doesn't mean, you have to open up your veins and give blood or something like that. That doesn't mean you have to give away $1 million and it has to be something that is going to, put you in lack. You should never give to the point where you wind up leaving yourself depleted. Of course not. But you should, donate and give if you can, and it will come back, full fold for you. So, give it a try. And you guys also have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. So maybe you've been a little gun shy on being the, fully you. Once again, I'm going back to this tarot reading thing here. For example, maybe you've been nervous about doing this, but this may be a part of who you really are. But, it's time to tap into that. It's time to embrace that, I wasn't so sure about doing tarot readings in the beginning either, but now that I'm doing it, I love it. I enjoy it. I love doing this for you guys. I love helping people. And, same thing goes with this memory maker and peacemaker. It just reminds me of you guys basically having this story to share and putting it out there in the world and being there for others and helping people. So that's all a part of you just being you and expressing yourself, sparkling, shining, radiating, all that good stuff. So don't hide it. The world needs more of you in it. And finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, you guys got... Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, Luke 12:32. So, once again, don't let fear control your life. Don't let fear make your decisions. Don't let fear sit in the driver's seat. Faith always cancels out fear, and fear is false evidence appearing real anyway. So just trust. And there's nothing wrong with being a sheep. I know being a sheep apparently gets a bad rep nowadays in the media. Don't be a sheep, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? I will always be down to be one of Jesus's sheep, because look at this sheep. The sheep is so happy with him. He's getting a nice drink of water. He's safe. He's protected. You know, the good shepherd watches over him at night, makes sure that wolves don't come in and eat him or anything like that. So being a sheep is actually a pretty cool thing to be. It's actually pretty awesome because you're always taken care of. And that's the thing. God has your back. He has you taken care of. You have nothing to worry about. You're going to be fine even through all of this that you're trying to do and trying to figure out right now. So hopefully this message made sense and resonated. If the message did not flow, of course just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Even if it's just a simple small emoji, it definitely goes a long way. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way, and also so you guys know when I'm going live, and then you can join in and participate and be a part of the lives with me and get a reading done, because that's always fun. So, yeah, that's basically what I have going on here for you guys right now. And I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by, hang out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.